Okay, so here is my update. I just finished week 5 of going through the Sculpted Vegans Sculpt Shred 18-month program. So this week was a little weird, but it was really good actually, kind of. So we got a lot of bad weather this week. Like we had an ice storm and like everything was shut down. The gym that me and my roommate normally go to together, we normally go to Planet Fitness in the morning, and he like helps me through the workouts and spots me if I need to. And I don't know, like I know some people can just go in the gym and just do it themselves and just figure everything out themselves, but even though I've been going quite a bit for the last couple of years, I still don't feel like confident with like using machines that I'm not familiar with and things like that. And so it does kind of help to have someone go with me, but since the gym was closed, I ended up going by myself because he has a membership to Planet and he gets me in on his guest pass, but I have a membership to Anytime, which having guests at that place is not as like cheap or easy, and there was no one there to like have a guest come with me. So I ended up going to Anytime by myself Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And it was really good actually. It's been a while since I've used the machines at Anytime. Normally I just go and use the treadmills. And so I was a little bit like nervous because I'm like, well, these machines are a little bit different. But it actually went really well. I got my workouts in by myself, and yeah, it was pretty good. Friday, what was Friday? Actually, maybe I just went Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday was shoulders and biceps, and we had the equipment here to do all of the exercises there, so we did it together here. But still, Tuesday and Wednesday I went by myself, and I'm feeling a lot more confident to be able to go to the gym by myself. And I was talking with him about it the other night, because one thing about him is he just like confidently walks into any gym, no matter where we're at. Like sometimes he travels with me on like work trips, and usually like whatever city we're in, he'll want to check out some of the gyms, and he just like walks in like he owns the place and just uses the equipment. And I'm like, oh, you've been working out so long, you know, you can just be confident and go in. And he's like, I've done stupid things. Like he's like, I just go in and I figure it out. Like I don't know all of the machines that are ever made. And he says, I've definitely used machines wrong before and probably embarrassed myself, but you just do it, you know? And so that made me feel a little bit better, because sometimes like I feel like, what if I'm using this machine wrong and people are looking at me and thinking I'm stupid? But he says it happens to him. So, you know, I guess if you're hesitant to go to the gym and figure things out, I don't know, just don't worry about it and just do it. So anyway, the workouts were good this week. Even though I was doing the same exercises like on Tuesday on the leg day, the machine, it was the same machine. It was like an extension, like a leg extension and then hamstring curl. I mean, it was the same movement, but I don't know if, since the machine is a different machine, I actually liked the machine at Anytime better. It felt like it was smoother, and I guess I ended up doing more weight. And also the weights, I guess at different gyms are different, because I was looking at the weight I used at Planet in my app, and then it wasn't the same. Like it didn't feel the same if I tried to put the same weight on the machines at Anytime. So I guess, you know, from gym to gym, machine to machine, like the weights that you're doing can be like different on the cable machines, and the different machines and stuff. So that was one thing I noticed. And so I don't know, I felt like, anyway, I was sore. I was surprised that I got as sore as I did again after Tuesday. but it was fine. It wasn't like debilitating like that first week. What else? Yeah, so the week was just off. Like, work was off, but I still got my workouts, felt pretty good. I didn't feel as good as I did like 2 weeks ago, where I talked about how I was like just so pumped and had so much energy, but I do feel like I had more energy than last week. So I don't know, that's kind of weird. And I feel really good today. I went and just got my steps in today. But yeah, so I focused a little bit more on my diet this week, because last week I'd said it got a little bit out of control. I was just like, eating more calories at night. And so I don't really think I like really changed up too much of anything that I was doing, but I just found it easier to control my appetite at night. I found it easier to like not give in and eat like an extra big cookie or, some of the extra snacks at the end of the night. Like, even though there were nights that I wanted to, I found it a lot easier to tell myself no, not do it. Like, there wasn't like as much of an urge to do that. So I was able to keep my calories under, like, at around 1800 all week. And when I looked at my average weekly weight, it's a little bit higher than last week, but also when I show you on my app, I'd kind of started out the beginning of the week at a little bit of a higher weight, and then it's just like either stayed the same or was like slowly decreasing throughout the week. So yeah, it seems like around 1800 calories is maybe even a little bit more. If I wanted to maintain the exact same weight, it would probably be maybe just a little bit over 1800 calories, because keeping it at like 1775 to 1800, my weight is like slowly decreasing. So yeah, that's interesting. And I wanted to try to up my protein, but I was eating fewer calories. So having fewer calories, I ended up eating fewer like grams of protein per day. But with the macro breakout, I was trying to be between like 35 to 40% protein, and maybe like 30% carbs, 20% fat, I think. I can't remember. Does that equal 100? Whatever. I was trying to get like between 40%, 35 and 40% protein, and I didn't. I got 32% this week, which was higher than the 28% last week. But my carbs went down, but my fats went up. And I was like, what was I eating different that had more fat? And it was like some cookies that I had that I wasn't, like, I bought all of these like plant-based like protein cookies online. I just went on like a little cookie shopping spree, and yeah, I guess a couple of those brands of cookies that I got had more fat in them. So even though my carbs were down, I did bump my protein up, but I also bumped my fat up. So I don't know. Either way, I feel pretty good about this week. I'm starting to feel more lean, and I'm anxious now because I'm getting another DEXA scan done. So we'll see if like how I'm feeling in my body translates over to, kind of shifting, my my fat into muscle, since I do weigh pretty around the same. Like, I've been around 140 for I guess yeah, for like the past 4 weeks. I've been like 139, 140. So we'll see if, like, even though I'm maintaining that same weight, if it's being shifted from fat into muscle. So I don't know. I'll have the results of that next week. But yeah, I guess that's all I have to say. I feel pretty good about this week, or this past week. This week's gonna be thrown off a little bit because I'm actually leaving today to go on a work trip, and I think this is a pretty nice hotel, so I'm hoping that it has like a better gym than the gym that was at the hotel on my last work trip. and so hopefully I can get a pretty good workout in the morning while I'm there. But in any case, I'll be back by Wednesday morning, so if things don't go well Monday and Tuesday, I'll be back on Wednesday to get back in the routine. So yeah, but I will run through my apps real quick and then get the measurements. Okay, actually before I get to that, I thought I may show you like some of the snacks I've been eating. So this was one of the cookies, and I've been paying attention to the protein mostly, and yeah, the macro breakdown on this is not the greatest. So it's 200 calories, which is not that bad, but it's got 17 grams of fat. So this is probably, I think I ate this like 3 or 4 of the nights. Yeah, 17 grams of fat and only 9 grams of carbs. So this is one that bumped up the fat. And then these, okay, so these look just like little vanilla cookies or whatever, and you're like, oh, they can't be that bad. Let's see. I will say, I think the marketing on these cookies is a little bit deceptive, because not really, but it says 15 grams per pack. But then whenever you look on the back, the serving size is just 2 cookies, and there's 6 of these little cookies in here. And so you're like, maybe you would look at this and think like, oh, 130 calories, like that's not bad for all these cookies. But no, it's only 2 of the cookies. And so each serving is only 5 grams of protein, but 7 grams of fat and 14 grams of carbs. So a little bit deceptive. But yeah, so this kind of bumped up my fat in relation to my protein. So these aren't really like protein cookies, because it's got 14 grams of carbs per serving too. So anyway, what else? I've been eating this usually in the morning after my workout. And this one has 20 grams of protein and only 7 grams of fat, but it does have 25 carbs. But I was like, well, it's not that bad. I'm getting quite a bit of protein and 200 calories. So if you ate this whole bar, it's like, less than half of the calories and way more protein than you would get in a pack of these cookies. So the protein powder I've been using this in the morning, and it's a vegan protein that I got from Walmart. And so I'll do 2 servings of it. So I end up getting like close to 50 grams of protein just from drinking this shake in the morning. And it's like 300 calories. So, not too bad. Low fat, low carb, 3.5 grams of fat, 5 grams of carbs. So the macros in this is pretty good. But I found this at Walmart the other day, and it's also vegan. And so I think I might try having one of these instead, because like this is not bad, but like when I make it every morning, I have to weigh out the powder and get a blender bottle dirty and have to wash it. And I know that's not a big deal, but this will just save a little bit of time and effort, I guess, and on the days that maybe I feel lazy. And so this has 170 calories, 20 grams of protein, 7 grams of fat, 8 grams of carbs. So there's more fat and more carbs in this, but I don't know, I'm thinking this may be just an option to have on hand on the days that I can't do this. And so it's going to be especially good when I'm traveling, because I can just bring these with me and not have to worry about having my shaker bottle and having to mess with the protein powder. So I'm going to be bringing these on my trip, I think. But yeah, anyway, I will get to everything else now. Okay, so we will start with my Fitbit app. So here's what I mean about the weight. So if you look at the average here, so last week it was 140.3, but you can see I started out at 139.6. I sat at like 140 for most of the week, and then at the end of the week I was going up close to 142. And then the beginning of this week I started out at 141, and then it kind of stayed there for a couple days, and then stayed at 140, and then it's dropping down into the 139. So yeah, I think around 1800 calories is kind of my maintenance at the amount of activity that I'm doing right now with my workouts and everything. So I think I'm gonna try sticking with that. I think that's a good calorie range if I can like control not like overeating with all these cookies and snacks I have at night and stuff. If we go to my Fitness Pal, let's see, last week. So yeah, so you can see this last week, I stayed below 1800. Oh, I guess there was a couple days that I was even lower at 1602, 1697. But overall the daily average was 1862. And I think that was mostly brought up from that Sunday. Sunday is kind of like my, not cheat day, but kind of a cheat day. I don't really like push as hard to get as much protein and, whatever. But, yeah, today we're going to be traveling. And so, I don't know, we're probably going to go out to eat tonight. So we'll see how that goes. But overall, a lot easier today. Like my appetite was a lot easier to kind of control. And then yeah, here's the breakdown. So the protein was 32%, fat was 32%, carbs were 36%, but still not bad. Like I think that's fine. And yeah, if you look at the ones highest in fat, so I've been eating these meatballs for dinner every night, which, not a big deal, but yeah, the cookie and the vanilla creams kind of creeped up there on me. So yeah, that's how the diet went last week, and I will hop over and do my measurements now. Okay, before I do that real quick, I wanted to show this new jacket that I got, because it's been kind of, it's been cold going into the gym, and so I wanted to just get kind of like a light jacket to wear when I go in there. And I found some girl, I don't remember where I came across it, somewhere on social media, girls were talking about these like BBL jackets that kind of give the illusion, that your waist is smaller and your butt's bigger. And there was a lot of good reviews on it, so I got it. I think it was less than $20 off of Amazon, but I really like it so far. But I think it looks really cute. It's pretty comfortable to wear in the gym. So yeah, I just wanted to note that because I really like this jacket. So okay, so here's how we look. Again, pretty much the same, I think. But we'll see if like underneath this, if I'm getting more muscle. I feel like my back is getting, it doesn't look like it, but my back is starting to feel more toned. The other day I did the rowing machine for part of my cardio, and I did like 10 minutes on it, and it felt pretty easy. It was actually yesterday, and today I definitely feel like a little soreness in some parts of my back that I haven't really noticed feeling sore in before. So I think I might keep trying to do a little bit more of the rowing machine in there and just see how that goes. But I will get the measuring tape and do my measurements. All right, so here we go. We'll start with my band. Last week it was 30 and a half. This week it is 30. It seems like it just goes up and down around that every week. And around here, last week this was 35 and a half. This week it is 35 and a quarter. last week my waist was 31. Oh, this week it's 30. Also, last week I had done this later in the day after I'd already eaten, and I haven't eaten today yet, so I don't know. I feel like that may impact my my waist measurements. And then the hips last week was 39.25. This week it is 39.5. Okay, so my hips got bigger. Does that mean my butt's getting bigger? I don't know. Anyway, 39.5. And then my thigh doesn't really change too much. So last week it was 21.25. This week it's maybe a little bit less than that. I'll just go ahead and keep it 21.25, but it's just a little bit less than that. So there's that. Measurements aren't changing too much, but like I said, I'm feeling like there's stuff changing inside. I feel like I'm getting stronger. I did go up on weights in quite a few of the exercises this week, specifically like my leg exercises, maybe my arms, but it was different because I was using different machines, because I was using the ones at the other gym and then the ones at home, and so the weights are a little bit different. But yeah, I guess we'll see what my DEXA scan shows this next week, and so that'll kind of give me a better idea of like what sort of progress I'm having. So yeah, I guess that's it. I'll be back next week with my week 6 update.